Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to fix some bugs and make a few improvements to our system. So let's get started. So the first bug that we are going to fix is sometimes whenever you kill an enemy, he just stands there. Either he just stands there or he continues attacking and he doesn't play his death animation. So let's go ahead and open his behavior tree. And to fix this, I believe we can just add a condition here to the attacking node. Let's add a decorator blackboard and let's check. So observer boards will be self and blackboard key will be AI behavior. And this will need to be is not equal to death. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, and also, as you can see, there's another bug here where whenever we go behind him, sometimes he doesn't see you. Let's fix that one too. So in order to fix that one, let's go to Combat System Blueprints, AI, and let's create a child class of AI controller. We'll call this one BP_boss AI controller. Let's open it up. And here in the boss AI controller, let's modify the values here in the AI perception. So lose sight radius, let's set that to something like 5,000. And auto success range from last seen location, let's set that to something like 5,000. And now let's go to the Frost Giant boss. Here in class defaults, let's update his controller. Instead of AI controller, let's use the boss controller. So boss can see a bit better than other types of enemies. And that should fix that issue. Okay, now we also need to fix the death issue on the, let's see, the skeleton enemy. So let's open the skeleton enemy. Let's open up his behavior tree, and here let's add decorator, blackboard, observer boards, self, and then we need to check a blackboard key. AI behavior is not equal to death. Okay, save all. And now another way that we can double check to make sure that this issue doesn't come up again is let's go to boss enemy and let's go find the death event. So let's go to master AI and here's the death event. Okay, so let's give ourselves a little bit more room here. And before he plays a death animation, let's get AI controller. The controlled actor will be self. From here, let's get brain component. And from there, we can stop logic. You can put a reason if you want to. That doesn't really matter, but I guess it'll be okay to put a reason there. I'll just put dead. Compile and save. Okay. Now that should fix those issues. Save all. Okay, so now let's make some improvements to our system. So we can close all those out now. And so the improvements that we're going to make is let's move some of the code about equipment over to an equipment component. That'll make things more modular and you can add it to more characters and it'll just be more useful overall to have it as a component. So I figured that would be a good idea to do. Let's make a new actor component, BP_equipment component. Let's open it up. And right now we have a lot of the equipment code in the player character. So let's just go in there and make sure we migrate everything over. So we have the starting equipment. So let's add that variable, base equipable. That'll be a class, and this will be starting equipment. Let's turn this into an array. And let's make this instance editable, and let's put it in a category initialization. Okay, let's create a new function. Initialize equipment. Okay, and now we need to get the starting equipment. Add for each loop, so it'll loop through each item in the array. And from here we can spawn actor from class. And they spawn transform. Let's just get owner. Let's get actor location. Or let's get actor transform. Okay, for the owner, that will be the owner of the component. For instigator, let's cast on and convert that to a pure cast. And plug that in here to instigator. Okay, and now we need to create another variable. This will be base equipable object reference. This will be an array, and this will be equipped items. Okay, and now let's add unique. Okay, and after we add unique, we're going to call on equipped. Okay, and here on completed, let's just return. Okay. Also, something that would be important to do is let's check is class valid, because we don't want to try to spawn it if it's not a valid class. Compile and save. Let's see what sort of other functions that we can bring over. Okay, so we can create a new function, perform action from item. This will be the same one that we had from the player character, so what I'm going to do is just copy and paste it in here. So you can copy and paste yours as well. It's the use item by tag function from the player character. We're going to delete that function as well from the player because we won't need it any longer. Okay, and then let's add this as an input, tag. Okay, and now let's create another new function, get equipped item by tag. And I'm going to also copy and paste this one from the player character. Okay, let's plug this in as item tag, return nothing here if it doesn't succeed. And let's make this a pure function. Okay, compile and save. That should be all we need for now. I'm going to go ahead and bring the player character back over, and let's just delete some of this stuff. Use item by tag. So that's actually in the combat BPI interface. So let's go ahead and delete that from the interface. Use item by tag, delete. No longer need that. And delete that from here. It's not needed. Okay, now let's add the equipment component. Okay, let's get the equipment component and let's perform action from item. The item tag is going to be consumable. Okay, compile and save. And the starting equipment here we can delete, but first, before we do that, let's copy the array here and let's select the equipment component and let's paste it here. There we go. Now we can delete this variable from here. It says it's in use. Probably still need to remove it from begin play up here. Yes, we do. And so what we can do is, instead of doing all that, let's get the equipment component and let's just initialize. Initialize equipment. Right, it's already a lot cleaner too, just by doing that. Okay, now we can delete the starting equipment. We shouldn't need it. File and save, and there we go. Now I'm going to press play and see if it works. Okay, yes, it does work. And it works just the same as it did before, so that's good. So we now have a very simple yet useful equipment system. Now we need to update that animation notify. That should be the last thing that we need to do. So let's go to anim notifies, and it should be the consume item. Here it is, an_consume item. Okay, so we're casting there, and we're getting equipped item by tag. Actually, let's delete this one as well. Get equipped item by tag. It's in use. Is it in use inside the player character? No, it is not. So I can go ahead and delete that. It should be okay. No longer need that. Let's go in here to consume item. And instead of casting to the character, let's remove all of this. And let's get component by class. Let's get the equipment component. get equipped item by tag. And let's plug that tag in here. Let's plug this in here to cast a consumable. And there we go. Compile and save. And let's see if that still works. Yes, that still works. Okay. And I actually like this setup much better than what we had before. I think it's a lot cleaner and a lot more useful to use as a foundation for your game. That brings us to the end of this video, and the end of this section. Congratulations for making it this far in the course. By now, I hope you have a much better understanding of the engine and how to program a combat system. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the course.